Welcome to Elevating Your Life, where each episode is dedicated to sharing valuable information, useful techniques, and empowering inspiration so that you can experience personal and physical abundance. Success and happiness are within your reach. I am your go-to gal who will help you find your happiness triggers and a true elevated life. I am your host, Paula Vail. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today, I have the joy of sharing just an absolutely amazing woman with everyone. You are going to love Amy. We have with us today Amy Mahjoory, and she is an expert real estate investor, educator, best-selling author, HGTV personality, and keynote speaker. She's going to share a lot of fun stuff with us, and she is like my business hero. She's so amazing. So anyway, welcome, Amy.
Thanks, Paula. It's so great to be here with you again today, and I'm excited to catch up.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Well, share with everyone a bit of your background and what triggered you to create the amazing business that you have built.
Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. You know, it's funny because my background is very traditional. Just like most people, I was raised to go to school, get good grades, go to college, and then get a job, and then work until you retire. Well, about 8 years ago, I decided working for corporate America wasn't going to produce the results that I was looking to achieve for myself as far as lifestyle. My lifestyle by design is concerned. I love to travel, and it's tough for me being confined in one space Monday through Friday. So I actually went on a quest for knowledge, and I invested in some coaching and mentorship, and I started learning how to renovate homes in downtown Chicago. And, you know, I always say I'm very blessed or fortunate or lucky because I have a lot of immediate success. But I also put in a lot of time, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, a lot of hard work. But it's cool because that's kind of what led me to where I am today. And because of my success, and I had plenty of failures too, I found out that I just have a real passion and a natural strength for networking. And that is what helped me create multiple businesses and write the best-selling book that we were talking about earlier on networking with a purpose. And it's pretty cool because now I get to kick back and relax with my 9-month-old daughter and coach real estate investors all over the country on the same networking strategies I use in order to build my business and raise private money for my real estate deals. So I love the flexibility it gives me.
I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. Well, tell everyone with your book. Let's start with your book. What are they going to discover? What is going to be in that book that's really going to change what they're doing and give them some awesome information?
Yeah, thanks for asking. You know, it's funny because traditional means of networking, what I have found through my experiences is it's very one-sided. It's more about how many events can I go to? How many business cards can I hand out? Is there a way for me to maybe build a list with the hopes of selling a product or service? Whereas if you look at modern day networking, what I help my readers do is make that mindset shift to where they learn to get creative and think outside the box when it comes to networking. Networking is not just talking to people. It's much more than that. It's knowing, okay, well, what are your goals and objectives, whether it's personal or professional? And then where can you go to connect with the people in your networking mind map that are going to help you achieve your goals? You know, so for example, a lot of the students that I work with in real estate, they think when they get out there and raise money that they're asking for money. So in my book, I talk about you're not asking for anything. You're presenting people with an opportunity to invest. So it's making that mindset shift to understand you have something of value, but you want to get out there and build relationships and first think about how you can help others, and then stop worrying so much about what you're focused in on, even though you're building those strategic relationships, because the law of reciprocity will find itself back to you. And eventually the people you connect with are going to help you out as well.
Yes, I love that, because really with the focus of I have a service and I'm helping others really opens up so much to what you're going to have come in with who you meet and what they want to do working with you, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And a lot of, I also practice what I preach. A lot of it is, understanding how to surround yourself with like-minded people, people who are positive, people who are going to bring you up. And, I'm a very transparent, real, raw, and direct person, and I don't sugarcoat anything. And, from my experience transitioning out of corporate America and into entrepreneurship, I lost two of my best girlfriends. And I share that story when I do some of my public speaking events. And it was hard, and I have shed a lot of tears over it. And um, and I realized these two examples, I did push them away because I was so passionate about entrepreneurship. At the same time, what I have found is the new circle that I had created, it's like the things that I'm doing today, it's like I hang out with my coaches and mentors. They've become my friends. We travel the country together. I've started multiple businesses. I'm about to write my second book. Like, I never thought that these words would ever come out of my mouth. So yeah, it's basically building your own circle of influence, both personally and professionally. And once you see the value that it brings to everyone around you, it's going to have a snowball effect on you. I mean, that's how I met my husband. We have a daughter now. We live in 3 different areas. It's, we both have multiple businesses. We get to spend so much time with our families, and we're able to give back and help and coach others by teaching them the same strategies we used in our lives as well. So it's a pretty humbling experience to be able to do that.
And, that's so true, Amy, that, at times we have to let go with, who we're working with, or, what direction we go, because who we surround ourselves with and who we strive to work with and surround us makes a difference of what we are going to create. It really does.
No, absolutely. I agree. And, I know that there are a lot of people out there who think, well, I want to start a new business, or I want to raise capital for whatever reason, but I'm just so scared because they've got families they need to support, and they've got their stable, jobs that bring them income every week. And we all have fears, fear is the number one thing that holds all of us back from pursuing our passions, dreams, whatever you want to call it. But that's why you can depend on your circle of influence, whether it's a coach and a mentor or a friend or a family member. It's like having goals. I generally believe that thoughts expand. And when you have written goals and you see it every day, regardless of what your fears are, you're going to be able to conquer them and get to that next step, personally or professionally, regardless of where it is you want to go. And everyone wants to go somewhere different, and that's okay.
Yes, yes. And it is. And people can have their different goals, but be in a circle where really they enhance each other, with support, motivation, creativity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Working with others can be a really beautiful thing instead of competing with them. Yes.
100%. Like I always tell, I'll say my students, people I work with, my students that I coach, I always tell them, we're going to take the word competition, crumple it up, and throw it out the window. Like, we don't believe in competition. We collaborate.
Yeah.
I was just about to tell you something and it just slipped my mind, but if I remember, I will tell you.
Yeah. Okay. Teamwork. I love that.
Yes.
I've always been a big believer in that. Support each other. Don't compete. Just be you.
100%. And I just remembered what I was going to say was, so as you know, I'm a new mom. My daughter's 9 months old, and going back to your circle of influence and the people who are going to bring you up, for people out there who have certain things that they're trying to do, create an accountability group. When I got pregnant, I was freaked out about being a mom. That's got nothing to do with business. And being a mom, as we talked about earlier, is life-changing. So I became a part of a mom accountability group. I'm a part of 4 different accountability groups for personal things and professional things. And it's crazy because it sounds so simple, and it is, but just having that accountability has also helped me, manage my fears and get to that next level with what I'm doing as well.
Yes, yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, tell us a bit about the book you're working on. What is book number 2 going to be?
So I don't have the title confirmed yet, but it's going to be very, very specific. In my first book, Networking with a Purpose, I help people understand what's holding them back from making more meaningful connections. I help them understand, how to network in order to achieve their goals. A lot of the examples I shared were through my own personal experiences in my real estate business. So for book number 2, it's going to be tailored specifically to real estate investors. And what I do is I'm going to teach other real estate investors all over the country how to raise private money for their business, so that way they're able to have more leverage and have more time to focus on the things that they want to do.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Because that is a big part of how much they can do if they have financial backing behind them. Isn't that true?
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking to somebody earlier today, and they said, well, how am I supposed to do more than 1 or 2 deals at a time? Like, I personally don't have enough money for down payments. And I said, again, here's where you get creative and think outside the box. The foundation of my private money course and my book is strategic networking. So if you're able to make that mindset shift to understand, hey, how can I leverage off of other people's money and go raise the down payment needed for a rental property, for example, and offer my lender a high rate of return that they're not getting in the stock market today or in their retirement accounts today or in the bank, well, then it's just educating them on the opportunities and then again, creating that win-win situation. So it's the opportunities specifically in real estate are endless when you understand how to build relationships with prospective private money lenders.
Yeah, yes. And, what I'm feeling from you is something that I've always agreed with, and that's really, Amy, networking is huge, really, with any business. Wouldn't you say the power of
100%.
networking?
Yeah, I really
That's
do.
what you help us with.
I do. And, there's a very common saying out there that I'm sure many people have heard of, that it's so the saying is, it's your network that determines your net worth. So sure, you are the sum of the 5 people you surround yourself with and all of those things, which I agree with. However, what I say is it's actually the opposite. It's your net worth. And by net worth, I mean self-worth, that determines your net worth. What value do you have to offer? What do you bring to the table? Why would somebody of influence, for example, want to spend time with you? Like, how are you going to give back and help them? And this can even be on a personal level, like with girlfriends or family members, whatever. But you always want to make sure that you're both bringing something of value to the friendship and that it's not one-sided.
Yes, yes. I love that. And your book, The Networking with a Purpose, I mean, that not only is valuable for someone in the real estate industry, it's valuable in so many areas.
It is. I mean, just your general day-to-day, I don't even realize now that I'm strategically networking when I go outside. So in the past, before I was able to make this mindset shift myself, and I'll use myself as an example, and it's not an example I'm proud of, but I'm very raw, real, and direct. And, I live in downtown Chicago right now. And so I take a lot of, taxis or Ubers. And in the past, I would never even care to strike up a conversation with, the person who's in the car, whether it's someone I'm traveling with or my Uber driver. And now it's so different. It's like, I genuinely want to know, oh, what do you do outside of Uber? Or where are you from? And that has led to so many conversations. Actually, one of my sub titles in my course that I teach is converting your Uber driver into a private money lender. It's like when you talk to people and you really get to know them and understand their background, and then you just start talking about personal things and work things, well, then you never know what that's going to lead to. And I was randomly talking to my Uber driver, Larry, who was a retired physician, and now he's one of my private money lenders. Like, whoever would have thought, you know? So,
Wow.
or they introduce you to, you know, if you're visiting somewhere from out of state, they'll introduce you to the local hotspots and the places where the tourists don't go. So it serves you well personally
Yes.
as well.
Yes. Yes. And, you know, having been a restaurant owner, I am so passionate and supportive of entrepreneurs because it is an exciting thing when people are an entrepreneur and they work and they control and they create their business. And that's a beautiful thing and a great thing to support.
Yeah, thanks. And I agree. And then it also, what I have found through my own journey is being able to have, again, both success and failures during my journey through entrepreneurship has made me want to help others. So I have no problem. I will coach you. I will mentor you for as long as you would like, as long as you genuinely want to learn. I have a very vested and genuine interest in the people who want to learn. I will talk to you for hours on the telephone if you really care and are going to apply the things that we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes.
because I see how it has literally changed my life 180 degrees, and it's crazy. And that's why I do what I do. I've stepped back from starting a whole bunch of new businesses and trying to grow my existing businesses to really now I just focus primarily, as of a few weeks ago, I'm just focused on one thing, which is helping entrepreneurs, primarily real estate investors, learn how to raise money. That's it. It's so diverse. It can apply to so many industries. And I have found that that's a lot of people's biggest fears in entrepreneurship is, how do I raise capital for my business?
Mm-hmm.
And I have plenty of weaknesses, but this one happens to be a towering strength. And so that's why I teach it. And once they have that aha moment, it's crazy. It's like they're able to raise money in their sleep, which I remember my mentor telling me back in the day, which I never thought would happen. So
Yes.
it's cool seeing that come back full circle.
Would you say you found your passion?
100%.
I
100.
love
I mean, my passion has always been in real estate, but now that I have Emma, my daughter, I want to just stay focused on one thing. And this one thing, you know what? I'm good at it. It works and people appreciate it. And so that's why I love doing what I do now.
Yes. Please share with everyone your website information, how they can learn more about you and, you know, connect with you, receive
Yeah.
coaching, find out where you speak, all of
Oh,
that.
thanks. Absolutely. So I have a main homepage, which is just amymahjoory.com. If you're interested specifically in how to raise capital, then you can go to my website, which is raisingcapitalforyourbusiness.com. I'm also all over social media, primarily LinkedIn and Instagram under my first and last name, Amy Mahjoory. And I don't outsource any of my social media. So if you private message me outside of my website, then you will get a response directly from me within a couple of days.
Oh, I love it. I love it. You know, it's so valuable, Amy, the work you're doing and helping others.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot.
And
I really love it.
this second book, you know, helping people find the funding to backing them, that's huge. My struggle after managing the restaurant I owned for many years, my biggest struggle was coming up with the funding to purchase the restaurant. I mean, that really can be the most difficult step for someone with a business, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's normal. It's normal that people think that. And of course, even when you just said that right now in my head, I was like, but really, but you could do all of these things. And in my head, I'm already problem solving, you know? So, and again, I've got plenty of weaknesses. But yeah, I mean, finding funding, that's accessible, that's affordable is challenging for a lot of people, and that's normal.
Yeah. And that makes a big difference in
Mhm.
setting off and them creating what their passion is and their goal. Gosh.
Yeah.
Well, with a few minutes left in the show, what last messages do you want to leave with everyone, Amy?
You know, it's funny because so many people that I have found are have this, I don't want to say it's a concern or a fear, but they're scared or ashamed or embarrassed, I think, to ask for help. If there's something they want to do, they don't want to ask for help. They want to Google it, read a book, figure it out on their own. And what I have found, and I take my own advice, is it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to look for a coach or a mentor, and to really understand that whatever it is you're trying to do, if you look at it, at working with a coach or a mentor as an investment, then that mindset shift is going to open up the door to so many endless opportunities, regardless of a vacation you want to take, a certain amount of money you're trying to save, a home you want to buy, a business you want to start. So it's okay to ask for help, and having a coach or a mentor, or even a therapist, you're making an investment in yourself. So be okay with that, and the opportunities are endless.
Yes. And investing in ourselves, that's huge, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Because, that's who we are, and it really is exciting to see people follow their goals and their visions and their passion. And it's got to be wonderful for you, Amy, to assist people in following their passion. And
It is. I really love it. And, there are, so I haven't said this yet, there are actually some people that I don't work with because you can tell that somebody's forcing them to make the phone call, to invest in the coaching. And that's not fun for either one. I don't want to force you to do something if you don't want to do it, So for those of you out there who decide to, work with a coach, a mentor, whatever, make sure there's also a good fit, right? So there are plenty of people out there that you can find that's your person. So make sure you find your person before you commit to anything, because that's going to really make the journey so much more enjoyable. And every single one of my coaches and mentors has actually grown into a personal friend of mine. So that's another added bonus.
I love it. I love it. And really, that's a very important statement. Feel good about who you're working with. Feel good that they're a good fit. And so then would you say, if you feel like they're not a good fit, it's okay to look elsewhere?
Oh my God,
find a
100%.
good fit.
Yeah, but just be honest about it. Like, just say it, and you can be respectful. Like, I'm just not feeling it, or I'm talking to a few other people, and I want to make sure I find a good fit. Like, I'm sure you understand. And yes, any coach and mentor out there understands. They get it. We've been through what you may be going through. So just be open and honest, and don't drag anyone along. And I think that'll end up serving you well.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Thank you.
Oh, well, Amy, I just want to say congratulations on your book. And I'm excited for the new book. Thank you for all you're doing for so many in your coaching and everything else. And congratulations on that sweet baby.
Oh, thank you, Paula. That means so much. I really appreciate it. It's always such a joy to chat with you. And I'm going to be sure to text you a picture of Emma after we wrap up today.
Wonderful.
And and let me know when you're in town next, and we'll try to meet up for coffee.
Yes, next time I'm in Illinois and I go on a regular basis.
I look forward to it.
Oh, and to everyone out there, my gosh, check out Amy's book, check out her website. I'm really honored to have her on our show. So, and to everybody out there also, love, hugs, and blessings. Thank you for joining us. Amy, love, hugs, and blessings. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Paula. Same to you.
Bye.
Bye.